Alright, you guys, so we're going to do a little live. Whatever I was coming into energies, I'm turning it down a little bit more. When I was coming into your energies, I was hearing counterfeit prophecies. Counterfeit people are just prophesizing to help them make a way for themselves, for the money is what I'm hearing. Their greed, they don't know how to let go of the fear and greed within inside of them to truly be close to God and truly be close to a place in heaven within inside of themselves. Heaven, yes, is in the universe. The universe is heaven, the stars. When you look up at the heaven, many ancient texts, many ancient documentaries say that the heavens is the stars, but you can also have a place within inside of a heaven within inside of yourself. But you also have to be more close to God and more close to spirituality as you're performing the prophecies, if that makes sense. If you're just reading a book and you're not really looking inside of yourself to perform the prophecies, then the prophecies aren't going to outreach people like they need to reach out to people, if that makes sense. I know I said that backwards. You guys remember I'm dyslexic. 106, 107 as I said that. There is going to be a fulfilling time that is going to pop up into your life, and I'm asked to get the Bible. So we're just going to grab the Bible. You know, I ain't pulled out my Bible in a minute, so it's behind all this crap. Because when going through spiritual awakening, you learn so much from so many different people. It actually pulled me away from God. It pulled me away from, yes, I was programmed. Yes, I know the Bible is only man-made. There's many scriptures missing. There's many texts missing out of the Bible. The Bible is programmed for you to go by, though, if that makes sense. So you are deprogramming yourself and understanding that there's more to the Bible than what it is. But in the way man looks at it, that's the closest you can get to God. So you do need to go back to the text and the scribes of the word that came from the prophets that told many things. Yes, we got the Dead Sea Scrolls out here. You got the Enoch. Damn, my brain just went flat. You got the the Emerald Tablets, which come from Thoth. You got the Hopi Indian prophecies. You got ancient rituals that are being foretold. You got different things and what you need to do as you continue to move forward is bring all this together and really speak a prophecy of what God wants you to tell the world, what Creator wants you to tell the world. And by doing this, it's going to help you align yourself fully to your spirituality and help you connect more to the higher conscious, Christ conscious that everybody is aware of. So that's what I am. I'm more of a Christ conscious spiritual teacher. I'm more of an independent speaker as well. Like, I'm going to be talking a lot about different things. I guess I'll be giving readings. Yes, whatever. It is what it is. But tonight is about your spirituality and how you evolve from your spirituality into the focus on self, if that makes sense. And without getting closer to something that you have faith in, whether it be Creator, whether it be Source, whether it be God. And like in that one movie, it says, I don't care what man calls me as long as they have faith in me. So as long as and to get closer to self and to get more aligned in self, you have to become more closer and have a faith into something bigger than you. You have to have something within inside of yourself to manifest to pray to. And this is what I'm guided to talk about. I've been hearing Go Live all day, but this is what I've been guided to talk about. So if you're wanting a reading, the reading is not right now. I'm actually I hear just throw those into a garbage. You don't need those, Brandy. Those are not going to help you. So if you're being guided to move away from tarot, it's because you are finding that inner truth within inside of yourself, and you know that you no longer have to use those tools or those visuals to speak the prophecy within inside of yourself to understand yourself more. Tonight's lesson is about self. I'm told to look in the Bible. We're just going to pick a page and we're going to read right here, 14. I heard 14. It says, this is Luke 14. Starting out. It says, Simon, who he named Peter, and Andrew, his brother James. Hold on. It's about Judas. That's why. Okay, so I've been going through a lot of spiritual fighting, a lot of spiritual gang banging on me. It's like everybody around me is just focused on Brandy. Oh my God, let's shut down Brandy. Let's close her gifts off. Let's keep her off balance so she can't speak her word, so that way she can't speak her truth. Like all the way down to fighting my kids about it. And I'm having to like, look, you're not going to be in darkness. And a lot is through the spiritual warfare that is being popping in as Judas and Jesus, Judas and Jesus, Judas and Jesus. And I actually watched something on YouTube earlier about a Bible that was found like 2000. It's like worth $15 million. I don't remember exactly when it was found, but it said that Jesus wasn't actually the one that was crucified. He was able to live a long life and actually make it to heaven, and Judas was the one crucified. So you guys, there are so many different texts coming in that aren't aligning with the Bible, if that makes sense. So here is the Bible a fraud? To me, I don't think the Bible is a fraud. I think that many things are missing from the Bible. As a child, as me growing up in Pentecostal church, they get down, they be singing, hollering, they be dancing, they be praising, talking and speaking in tongues, doing different crazy things. So, me growing up, I always told my family, I always told my grandmother, because my grandmother was the one that I pretty much lived with. Like, I went to church with her. I did go to church with my mom some, but not a lot. But I kept telling them, look, and even my Aunt Darlene, because I would go to church, she was very righteous. She was very Christian. She passed away in 2007. But anyways, back to my point, I kept telling them over the years, like, eventually I quit going to church because I felt like there was so much missing from the Bible. And I have known this for a long time within my life. I have known this since I was probably 3 years old, running around the church, climbing underneath the pews and everything else. But there is so much missing from the Bible that is not understood by humans, if that makes sense. Yeah, religion, some of you guys say religion holds you back. So, and it's not that religion holds you back. You actually hold yourself back by not understanding religion, if that makes sense. The Emerald Tablets, that's a religion. Hinduism, that's a religion. The ancient texts, the ancient quotes from Indians, ancient Indians, the Mayans, the Inca Indians, those are all ancient quotes. That is all religion that is embedded within them, except for they spoke more through soul, like they learned upon themselves. They didn't have books to read back then to understand spirituality, to understand witchcraft, to understand the difference between light and dark, if that makes sense. And now that we're coming in a time, and I actually watched this reader, I don't remember her name, but she talks about how Judea and Judas and Jesus and all that, whatever. But she's like more on, I don't know. But she talks a lot about it. And I think her name is Carolyn 144 or something like that. I don't remember. I don't even know where I was going with that. So we're just going to scratch that and go back, because it came back to Judas. And Judas, I feel like, I don't want to say he was a dark man, but to me, the way that I've been going through the spiritual warfare around my house, it's like Judas is the dark one and Jesus is the light one. Which one are y'all going to follow? Jesus, the way I look at it is they crucified Jesus because of his gifts. He could bring people back to life. He could heal people. He could make people see. He could give people sight. And they crucified him for that. Even though they found a book that says that Jesus wasn't crucified, Judas was. Like, man is making religion confused, is making a confusion in religion. And that's why the 144 tribe is here, to help you more understand about the religious part of your spirituality. Because if you don't have something to have faith in, if you don't have something to pray to, then you're going to reside in darkness. Does that make sense? You're going to reside in a part of you that is never going to grow, that is never going to go anywhere, that's never going to reach out to seek anything. You're going to be stuck in a lower dimension that is falling away from the earth, if that makes sense. The 3D lower dimensions, the fear, the anxiety, the worry, those are actually being taken out of this world, so that way we can bring more light and more health into the world, so that way she can reboot herself. The earth needs a reboot. And as we evolve and as we change and as we understand ourselves more and come clearer into Christ consciousness and into the things that we need to be putting into the world, then we are reprogramming ourselves to let go of fear, to wash away abandonment, to wash away anything that is holding us back from our true selves, from our true source within inside of ourselves, that does connect us to that higher light and that higher form of good. And I'm not saying it's easy. My ascension has been fucking terrible. Like I said, I have even fell away from the God and creator because of how people put spirituality out there, if that makes sense. I know I'm not a preacher. I'm just saying, I'm not a preacher. I might sound like a fucking preacher in here, but I'm not a damn preacher. We might do a little read, just to see a twin flame read or a divine counterpart read. So we might do a little divine counterpart read. Where was I going? Lord. So I say, break it. Break it for a minute. I actually posted on Facebook today and I actually been unfriending people, and I don't even know why I haven't just fully pulled away from Facebook, but I do need that social media for me to help others see the true light and the force of light in others, to help them remove lower programming, to dissolve that darkness within inside of themselves. I'm just saying. Men has talked about in the Bible homosexuality is bad. This Bible judges more than God does. I'm just saying. This Bible judges more than God does. Now, do I believe in the Bible? Yes, I believe that it was wrote for men to abide by. Do I believe in the 10 Commandments? Yes, I believe in the 10 Commandments. Those are commandments that Moses said, God said that this is what you got to go by. Did Moses give people a book? No, he gave them 10 sentences to abide by. There is going to be one sentence to abide by in the age of Aquarius, and that is going to be what you give, you receive. And that has to do with your energy, because if your energy is becoming more strong and more potent, as more people activate and as more people awaken, your ancestors are actually coming together to form a whole, so that way the earth can reboot. That's what Age of Aquarius is about. Age of Aquarius is about rebooting our spirituality and the religion factors within humans, if that makes sense. Because man has corrupted. Man is corrupted. So spirituality, religion, everything about this world is corrupted because man has corrupted it. Creator, God, universe, source, whoever it is, sees that and doesn't like that. So he is sending certain vessels, certain souls in certain vessels to help you understand this more as we evolve higher into the Christ conscious awareness, if that makes sense. A lot of you guys aren't living on a subconscious level anymore. A lot of you guys are fully aware of what's going on, whether who calls you crazy, whether who doesn't call you crazy. I'm just saying. There are certain abilities that are awakening within you that you're not going to understand because there hasn't been a book that's been wrote about it. There is certain awareness that you're going to come to. Oh my God, that's not in a book. She's telling the truth. Like, that can really happen. You're going to become more aware of this as you evolve and become stronger in your faith of who you are, if that makes sense. Even if you got a faith of light within inside of yourself, that's believing in something that's a higher power of light. I'm just saying, even if you only believe in your own self of spreading love and light, spreading and channeling light, and not being harmed in any other way, if that makes sense, you're also going to be moving past a more spiritual level, if that makes sense. The twin flames that are coming together right now, they're going to be channeling in on a more telepathy base that is going to help them understand, that's going to help them block out any other telepathic messages that are being sent in, that are being manipulated to look like spirit as well. So you need to understand that more too as you grow. I don't actually know if there's a book about that. You guys can go look it up. But other beings, the telepathy is becoming more aware and more used and more popular, because each and every single one of us has telepathy. We just have different sensitivities to telepathy. Each and every single one of us can mind to mind communicate. We can ear to ear communicate. We can soul to soul communicate. Each and every single one of us do that. So as you're coming into union with your divine counterpart, you're becoming stronger, and people around you aren't liking that. They aren't liking that place within inside of that's shining within inside of you, so you're getting more spiritual attacks. Well, if you believe in a higher form of good, if you believe in, say you call him God, I call him God and Jesus, I'm just saying, that's who I call God. That is who he is God. He created the earth. He made the earth in 7 days, and humans done fucked it up in the last however long it's been made. I mean, she's so constipated she can't even breathe. Everything's dying. Everything's catching on fire. Volcanoes are erupting. Earthquakes are happening. You got islands sinking. I'm just saying. There are things that are happening that are in this Bible that is foretold to happen. Second coming of the Christ is here. That will walk this earth, and it is not bad. Okay, so let's get on this. The second coming of the Christ in the Bible is bad. They say it's bad, like it's the mark of the beast. It's 666, whatever. But truthfully, it's not, because was the first coming of the Christ bad? What did this first coming of the Christ do? He taught about God. He taught about how to get closer to God. To get closer to God, to get closer to the Messiah, you have to go within inside of yourself. I'm going to call him Messiah. That's what I'm going to call him. To get closer to God, Isha, whoever you want to call him, creator, source, universe, it's all just labels. So to get closer to God and to get closer to yourself, you have to go within inside of yourself and ask that higher power of light, which is God, to help you, to help guide you, to help center you, to help align you, to help you form your energy the way it needs to be formed, to spread light and to spread energy to those, to help them form their light within inside of themselves, if that makes sense. So as we come closer to a higher power within ourselves, and as we come closer to God, and as we come closer to spirituality, and as we understand spirituality more, we are also going to understand what everybody else is going through and why we're here. So I do feel like I just seen 1777. I know that's not even a number, but I just seen 17777. So there is going to be I don't know. Okay. I hear a financial increase, so somebody may be getting a financial increase. I'm asked to do a twin flame reading, but I don't really want to use no cards, but I'm asked to use cards. We're just going to pull a card for the twin flame to see where they're at. We're just going to use a romance card, and we're going to ask where the twin flame is right now on their ascension. I feel like they are disregarding stuff. Like they're taking time to disregard things. They're taking time to let go of things. They're taking time to utilize their energy in a higher place, because where you're at now, one of the twin flames is in more of a toxic energy field than the other twin flame, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? I guess. Okay. So wherever you sent 1811, as I said that, your divine counterpart's energy, where they are, it could be not as much spiritual warfare going on as it is around you, if that makes sense. And I'm only speaking to certain divine counterparts. You will know if you're that divine counterpart. You will know if you're helping them in a spiritual warfare or not. Because these divine counterparts I'm talking about, one is more closer to the darkness than the other. Y'all are divided in two, and one got more of the darkness than the other. So the one is the sun, one is the moon. One is more full of darkness, one is more full of light. And when you come together, it brings the light out of both of you, which allows the darker one to become more light within inside of themselves, if that makes sense. Heart-to-heart conversation is there. I was asked to look at the bottom of the deck. So there is going to be a phone call. Somebody is going to be reaching out to you. Yeah, wedding. You two are about going to get married. All right, so that's it for now. I will be back on later. You guys remember, all I can tell you is pray, pray, pray. As we're shifting through this energetical shift that we're going through, and as we're laying down lines, layers that we don't need, with laying down lines. So maybe I can't say that word. We're getting rid of lower layer timelines, if that makes sense. It's kind of like we're breaking the 3D world. Like nobody else is going to be living in 3D. We're all going to be living in 5D, working on a government layer, if that makes sense. Take that as you will. Okay, so I'm told to open the Bible. Okay, so this is First Kings. I turned to page 2210, but whatever. It's verse 8, and it's in First Kings, chapter 22. I don't know. Hold on, I'll tell you. Chapter 21. No, chapter 22, verse 8. And it says, And the king of Israel said unto Josaphat, There is yet one man, Micah, and the son of Imlah, by whom we may inquire of the Lord. But I hate him, for he doth not prophesy good concerning me, but evil. And Josaphat said, Let not the king say so. So there, like I said, there's corrupted prophesizers right now. You really need to pay attention to your intuition. Y'all are being judged. Everybody's being judged right now. That's what I get from that. Every single one of you are being judged upon the land. 21:31 as I say that. So, that being said, don't judge unless you be judged, baby, because apparently people are sitting here to judge you right now. Judge you. It's like, okay, these divine counterparts, this is how I'm getting it. These divine counterparts that are coming in, they are here to judge you. And I don't want to say judge you, but it's like God's judging them through your eyes. You are the watchers, if that makes sense. You are the Nephilims. You are the fallen angels. And God is watching you through our eyes, if that makes sense. So do peace and hope for the best in your life. And that's all I got right now. I'm just saying. That's it. That's too much.